Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden football.
Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Between the Dallas Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, kill! 47! Watch the screen!
A first down throw for Prescott. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
On first and 10, Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Power running by Zeke. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up the touchdown on the opening drive.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go. 18 Gator. Right there. 56. Hey. Defense.
Now Minshew on first and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch.
And now look at this. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carry from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Off play action, it's Minshew. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, You'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And the drive starts with a completion, left side. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
And get some space. This is Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Try to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Letting one fly deep for Cooper. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Prescott. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Here are the starters defensively for the Cowboys. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple touchdowns. We got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say,
and this is caught. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
15, line it. 15 line. Watch your slap. Watch your slap. Get it.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, but it'll be second and goal. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
To throw again on second down. Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score.
Let's go, D. Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island. We'll go 46. Watch 80, watch 80. So we got man.
Prescott on first down. Flushed out right. And he whips that one incomplete there.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Prescott from the gun on third. Going to The throw right side here, complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
Here we go. Watch right, watch right. Watch right, watch right. 84. Who's got 84? Check 86.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. Caught on the slant. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. Here's Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense led by D.D. Westbrook trotting back onto the field. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
But to this point, no catches. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school smash mouth football. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And an alley to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And Wilson has it. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember,
under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. DeMarcus Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And keep your eye on that man. 4 sacks last week, 1 there here in the second quarter. He can be so disruptive.
So what was he doing in the first quarter? What was going on?
Took a nap.
I think he tried to lull him to sleep a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you got me this week. No longer. And you know, with the 4 sacks last week, it's obvious he gets his in flurries.
You that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 4 yards out, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Lambo on for the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. This will be fielded at the 8. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty... And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Andy Isabella, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Completing it here to Marvin Jones. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Minshew. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They'll go play action here with Minshew. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. But he's into the clear. Touchdown, Cowboys. Boy, he covered a lot of ground, 82 yards on the punt return. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Now for the point after. And the lead is up to 15 now. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity, that's our bread and butter, that's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now.
And we will skip the highlight show this week, get right back to this week 3 matchup. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Minshew throwing on third down. This short throw caught by Goddard. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut him down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Prescott now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Josh Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
3rd and long for Prescott. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 27-yard line.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Here's Elliott. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Cooper's got it. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 13-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, If you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Fournette. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
We got to step it up.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Minshew, 1st and 10. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 38.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Come on, set, 8, read.
I know you ain't got it.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now Minshew. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Minshew. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Eric Armstead drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Gardner. Touchdown, Jaguars! As his guys are in for... Six, and the Jaguars get a score closer. So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for two.
Check. Lucky.
They will run it. It's Fournette. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But, Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a two-point conversion differently than if it was first and goal from the two, or I should say third and goal from the two.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run it, let your linemen surge, and fire out.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Get ready.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll be out right at the 35. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. He's got a first down and then some in midfield. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do?
Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Jags grab it. And now look at him go. 30, the 20, 10, and he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Lambeau to add on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. The scoop and score. Always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Prescott. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Now the ball comes loose. And the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun is Minshew. And he completes it to Wilson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Albert Wilson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with an extra point.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
Lambeau on for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 2nd down. Prescott. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. On 2nd and 12, Prescott. This one caught by Isabella. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
when you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On third down, it's Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. In a tie game, fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So Dak Prescott in the offense. Down by 7. 1:55 remaining. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick six. Prescott. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Miles Jack with a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all the way down to the 39.
Let's go, let's go!
It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 45 yards.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Man, that's track. That's track. Go, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Yeah.
A 24-yard touchdown as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. That game's gone final, by the way, down in New Orleans. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Let's go, we got this, we got this.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. Caught by Wilson. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Watch twitch.
Now Leonard Fournette. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. So now the onus will fall on the shoulders of Josh Lambo. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So now the onus will fall on the shoulders of Josh Lambo. This from 52 and this for the win. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'll be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So that'll bump it back to a 1st and 15. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.